What's up, guys? This is Alex here, and today I'm going to be starting a new kind of series on this channel. It's titled Review because I'm going to be going over these rack extensions that you can get in Reason and why you should, spend your money on them. So today I'm going to go over Etch Red. This is like a fantastic filter plugin. It's the best one I've got. I've got only a few rack extensions, but this is definitely the best one I own. So I won't go through this patch in its entirety because that would take quite a while. But basically, at the start, I've got this just basic Reese. You should be able to have a look on my channel or on YouTube. If you search on my channel, Koan sound bass or something, you'll be able to find that basic Reese sound. Nothing special. But then when you pass it through some Etch Red instances, I've got quite a few here, but I'll just turn it on one by one. This one I've just got the I'm editing the LFO rate and gain via automation. All this does is just affect the level here, and it just basically gives it a nice vibrato effect when I want it. I don't know if I've got it applied at the moment. No, I don't. So that's just a basic notch. If I play it and then change this, you should be able to hear the effect that it does. If I loop it. So let me put it back to that. Right, so that's just what I normally do. I normally throw a basic notch on it, and then I've got it running through a couple others. This is another basic notch, but this one I actually edit the frequency. So this is what gives it most of its character. As you can see, I've automated it there. So here I've got quite a random automation, but I'll get to that in a second. So this is a auto while, like all of these are just presets. I don't really, create these filters from scratch because they've got great presets in here. So what I've done here is I just got an auto wah, which sounds like this when you've got the mix up full. So quite sort of muffled, but I just put the mix down. This is just like the dry wet mix, so how much of the original signal comes through, just to sort of give it a bit of parallel edge. And then I've got this I think this is the craziest one. Yeah, if you throw Nails TM on something, it just destroys it. But after all of these Etch Reds, and here is just a splitter. I'll get into that in another review. But basically, when I start making basses, I just throw a couple Etch Red, I throw an Etch Red on, mess around with settings, and then go into another patch and throw more settings on it. You see, with all these sort of crazy movements, if I just solo one of these bounce instances that I've got and just move it over here, what I like to do in my songs is I'll go up to the clip and I will cut like a section like this, delete that, and then I'll loop this, or like with drums or whatever, and then you've got a nice little bass hit there. So you've got a nice little bass hit, but what you can do in Reason, or you can do this in Cubase and other DAWs as well, you can drag the waveform and it won't move the clip. So I turn the snap off usually, and then I just keep finding nice little movements, and then you've got little nice bass samples to put in your song. So I'll just actually go over the functions of Etch Red now. So let me just create a new one. One sec. There we go, Etch Red dual filter. So the first part here is drive. So this is just basically, a drive unit. It's just kind of like a distortion or an amp. So you can affect the drive amount and change the drive type. So if you want to give your sound a bit more grit, you can apply it here. Then there's filter one. You can have different types. Japan is one of my favorites, and so is Fatty. And then you've got the modes here. So you've got obviously two pole low pass up to 2N plus 2N. No idea what that means, but just mess about. And then you can route it through filter 2 here. So normally if you have a filter, it will have this off, but you can turn this on. It'll route, basically the sound will come through here, and come through here. or you can route them parallel. So then basically the sound will split off into two channels, and then you'll have the dry sound being affected by this, and then it will go to the master, and then the dry sound from here will go into the filter 2 and then go out into the master as well and mix together. It can make your sounds quite big that way. Obviously you've got all basic functions like frequency, resonance. This is just Q. This is line input, pan, and filter modulation. No, sorry, frequency modulation. Don't know why I said that. So this basically, I'm not sure how to explain it, but it can make some crazy sounds. Let me put it that way. So here you got the output. You've got, I think this is, compression. And then you've got the level here, and then the mix. This is just your dry wet mix. And then you can control the levels of the filters individually here. So you're probably wondering what all this stuff is and all this. This is sort of like if you really want to get advanced into it. So for example, if I've got a notch filter moving up and down in my bass, and I don't want to automate it by hand, and I want to automate it by this LFO, so I'll turn up the rate so you can see. And that's another good thing, is you can see the curve as it's doing it. So what you do is in this modulation source selection, you'll select LFO1, and then you can push this up, and basically that will mean that this frequency is being affected by this LFO. Now, if I click on LFO2, you'll see that that resets back to 0, but you'll see that that's red and that's red. That shows that this is being modulated by the thing that's red. So if I do LFO2 and do it to this, for example, that will be, and then I click on here, you'll see that, these are indicating that they're being modulated. I think a nice idea would have been to make it different colors, so you wouldn't have to keep clicking through to see what's being modulated by what. But maybe that could come in another update or something. Polarity is just obviously if it's going to be above the above the 0 or below. So as you see, if I turn the polarity up, it doesn't go below 0, and if I untick it, it will go either side. So that's that. Follower is just an envelope follower. If you need to know what that is, just search it. Sample and hold. I haven't really managed to play much around with this because I haven't really seen what its effect is. So if anyone can comment and tell me like what it's used for, really, that would be quite helpful. And then obviously envelope. This is just for your filters. So if you want a filter to have a nice attack, you can put it up and stuff. So yeah, it is a great plugin. I really recommend it. It's worth the money. I use it on every single bass. As you can see, I've got many instances running in here. And another thing, the patch bank that they give you is just massive. So you've got all of these, which is crazy. I like playing around with the light coloration, but heavy coloration can be quite cool if you want some really abstract sounds. Like if I go here and throw on a Etch Red, and then I put, for example, if I go heavy coloration and I put something like Bass Ghosts, this is crazy if I remember right. Let's just mute all these. Right, so where is it? Right, let's get something crazier actually. Nails. Why is nothing coming out? It's because I'm using the wrong one. That would be why. Okay, so let's put Bass Ghost on again. See, that's quite crazy. Nails, I remember, is quite a crazy one. So you're getting some really crazy glitchy effects there, which is, another use of it. I think that might be what the sample and hold stuff is for. Just, I haven't even started to, dip into the possibilities of what you could do with this filter. Plus the fact that, I'm not really a massive fan of Reason's default filter, this little guy. It doesn't really give you many options. So yeah, if you're looking for a nice filter plugin and you've got Reason 6.5, then definitely go for this. It's, you won't regret it. Yep, so that was the Etch Red plugin by F Expansion. I definitely recommend this. So, I'm not going to give any stars or anything because then it will be hard to rank everything in each episode. But if you have a look, I've got I've got the 4-dyne multiband dynamics compressor, and I've got the flower audio loudness meter and the pulsar, and some other things. This is definitely my favorite plugin out of all of them. It's the most useful one, I think. So I hope you enjoyed, and be sure to catch me in the next review. Bye.